Greetings interwebs, it's Jacket K, and welcome back for another edition of Pokémon XG Next Gen. I think we've waited long enough. Actually, I almost forgot. Last time we caught the legendary Pokemon Rayquaza, and we never even took a good look at it. I think we saw mostly everything that it had to offer. Okay, I'm not crazy. They actually added in Dragon Ascent into this game. Which is pretty powerful, but I don't recall it having the whole close combat sort of effect where it lowers your defenses after you use it. But that might just be their way of balancing it. I don't know. I'll have to do some Googling later. Not right now, though. Of course you have rest. I guess I would explain the Lumberry. And I'm gonna have fun with these eventually. But I think for this final stretch of Mount Battle, as much as I want to play around with my new toys, the good old reliable team that's gotten us this far into the adventure needs at least one more time in the limelight. And I can't think of a better way to do that than finishing this up once and for all. Here goes something. I mean, if we got a Master Ball for clearing frickin' Area 9, I can only imagine what sort of great ordeals in store for us for clearing this final set of challenges. All I recall is trying to do it before post-game and getting pretty bodied in the process. Are you happy? About what, Peter? About what? Anyways, I guess now's a good time to get into what I teased a little. I'm not even sure why I teased it because I'm not sure how much there is to talk about. Also, is there even a theming for this last 10 battles of Mount Battle? Because there is nothing that Sneasel and Swellow have in common. And I just realized that I can't Earthquake spam because of the flying type. But we can get our spread damage in some other means. I mean, for some other memes. Memes, not memes. Me oh my, what is with my tongue? I don't even feel like I talked that much while I was out of the convention today. I guess a bit. That's the thing, like, it wasn't really a big convention, but I did go out to a convention earlier today. Shoutouts for getting mileage out of the Focus Sash, by the way. I love the realization of being able to... of it being a renewable item. Tail Swift is basically a key player, now that's a factor. Surprised it didn't go for Pursuit. I know... what are the odds of it having Pursuit? I know that's the thing that I can have. But I do know that, like, Pursuit's been kind of weird in the modern games. Like, I'm sometimes pondering if it even exists or not. I don't keep up with Pokemon quite to the degree that I used to, so... usually I can keep up with the modern implications and all that. But not always. There are... as the more time goes on, the more things that fall under the cracks. And I don't really even realize they're a thing until I play something like a random mod like this that just implements the move, and I'm like, wait, that's the thing that exists? Also, I don't know why I went into Swimmer's Speed. Probably to resist the Ice Shard, but kind of just realizing that I have no chemistry. Well, that's fine. Somehow Swallow still lives, so I probably shouldn't go for Earthquake this turn anyways. I'm tempted to go for a Wide Guard, but I'm not even sure if Gardevoir has any spread moves that would even matter. But yeah, like, I was reflecting back on conventions that I went to in the past, and I realized that I've been saying that I haven't gone to a convention in 5 years, but no, it's technically been 6 years. Because the last time that I actually took photos at a convention and shared them was back in 2019. So depending on when that last convention was, maybe it was closer to 5 than 6, but it's more likely to be 6 than I really even realized. Yeah, as for the convention itself, it was kind of small, so there's not really that much to talk about. I'm just glad I did, because it's been a long time since I've actually been out in the public like that. And the only way I'm going to really get integrated back into society again is through small exposures like that. It's also the first time I've been to that part of town in probably like 5 years. So even though the convention didn't have that much in of itself, I was able to go walk around the area, and that was a good time in of itself. God, why won't the Salamence just go away? I could see so many fun things I could do if he didn't constantly have a flying type to ruin those plans. Well, let's see if Hyper Voice is still any good. Feels like I've had this move since the very beginning of the game. And yeah, surely there's something better I can have on my Jolteon. But I think we're way too late in the game to really get any new moves to really mess around with. Ah, so you're that type of jerk. You know what though, that being said, ignoring the obvious problem of sending a grass type out against a fire type, I think this could still work out in the end. Right, that's gonna be a... You complete and utter fool! I mean, you knocked out the Pokemon either way, so I guess it doesn't matter that much. But why? Why'd you knock yourself out? And not even against the grass type. I have to admit, I don't like battles very much. Were you just that doom and gloom about yourself from the beginning? The convention, before I procrastinated anymore, it was nice. There's just not that much to talk about despite how much I'm teasing it up. Because it was practically just one room with quote-unquote 3 panels throughout the time frame. I didn't even stay for the last one, even though I know that was when the cosplay contest was supposed to be. And that was probably the only real exciting thing going on there. But I felt like I was spending a lot of time just sitting around and waiting for stuff as is. As I was saying, I didn't stick around for the cosplay contest because it was literally at the end of the convention, and there was just not a lot going on, especially in the middle of the day, so I don't think I really had it in me to sit around and wait. Maybe Dolphin would have been useful after all. What did I even go for? Sorry, I'm kind of all over the place because it's kind of hard to describe the convention without coming off like I had less fun than I actually did. I did enjoy my time out. If I did, I would have left earlier. But it's not a convention that I would really recommend anyone going to. It's just there for the sake of me getting used with a decently sized chunk of other people. That's the main reason I went out to it, and that's what I got out of it. So, all's well that ends well. I kind of wish I stuck around for the cosplay contest though, because there were some people with some awesome costumes that came in the back half of it all. There's some nice costumes there, but I don't think I would have had the patience to sit around for like a whole 2 hours for the contest. I only really killed the time that I did by pretty much walking out early on when I came in. Just walk around the area and take in the sights. Like, there was a park not too far away that I walked to, so I did my typical Pokemon Go thing of just like taking photos of things around the park, and I had a lot of fun with that. Probably even more fun than the convention itself. It's kind of a weird time of year. It's that era that you can't quite say that it's spring yet, but it's getting warm enough that all the snow melts away. So it's hard to really describe it as a winter time anymore, either. Do I want to get... Well, it might try to go for Dazzling Gleam. Oh my god, why am I getting the worst case of deja vu? I've been through this song and dance before. I specifically walled a Blissey in Cidark Isles? No. The final boss area with all the lava. In the same exact manner. Maybe not the Jolteon, but I'm pretty sure Jolteon was there too. This is wild. History is just bound to repeat itself. I guess the new saying goes of history being a flat circle is really pulling its weight today. The real issue though is that I'm not going to be able to do anything to this Blissey until I swap away from special attacks. Because look how little damage I'm actually doing to this thing. It just feels crazy because I've been doing... Oh my god! I had a Azumarill just sitting there with 14 HP. And yet here we are. Getting ready to do... How many discharges in a row are we up to now? I lost count. I think I'm gonna go for the gamble. But it's not really a gamble. It's about as much of a gamble as throwing a ball onto a board that's all red. And betting red. Sure, a meteor could strike and summon black paint and turn the board from red to black. Case in point, we're seeing it in action right now. I don't get why it waited this long when I was constantly just walling it with Dazzling Gleam. I don't even know if it would do enough damage at this point. But I'm sure as heck sure that I'm not going to be losing to a Blissey anytime soon. What do you know, the Focus Punch wasn't even necessary. I probably could have just finished this battle off ages ago with a Drain Punch. What Gloria you got for us today, Gloria? Bad time to take a sip. Cause this is not exactly hey, let's go Jolteon sort of team. At least I got a solid answer for Flygon. Oh, wow, I just realized we're at level 70. No wonder I can beat this before the post game. I'm kind of wondering if I'm still a little under level for this. We'll see. If I can push through, maybe I can at least get a couple more levels. Wait. No, Brick Break doesn't go for Protect. I got a little panic there when I saw the Brick Break after my Protect. Also, really? There's an Electric type on the field, and neither of you want to attack it with your Ground type moves? Are we sure about that, my friend? Like I say, I never finished talking about the convention. Which is sad because there wasn't really that much left to talk about. The cosplays were cool. Cosplay contest was something I wish I did. Well, not did, but stayed to watch. There's some cool artists selling stuff in the vendor area, which is good because that was like the main attraction of that entire convention. The most notable things of note were little dioramas made out of console shells, and this thing that's just so simple. You think I would have thought of it myself, but was still cool regardless. This concept of just like taking old Pokemon cards and repurposing them to literally making art out of old Pokemon cards. Oh my god, my fighting Subtitan really came in clutch right there. Probably pushed myself a little too much. I just went for that Wood Hammer thinking, no one can stop me. And then realized, wait, I can stop myself. But yeah, like, I don't know if I'm gonna feel ambitious enough to edit in some pictures, but it would be a lot easier to show rather than tell. There's some cool vendor stuff, and that's not even including all the traditional print buttons and stuff like that that other people had. Because other people had pretty interesting art in of itself. I just don't really have a lot of space right now. I don't have any where to actually put up any more posters, and most people weren't selling buttons or pins, which is my usual go-to for convention stuff. I say like I haven't been to a convention in like 5 years. So I probably would have bought more if there was more pins around, but I did appreciate the stuff that was there. The big issue is, though, I'm definitely not weird. If I had a nickel for every time the AI has ignored an obvious type advantage, well, I would have more than 2 nickels, so the joke might die because of that. But I would have a suspicious amount of... I would have a suspiciously weird amount of nickels at the very least. There we go, I outspeed both of them anyways. Like I said though, he can't take out both of us. For one that requires hitting in general. I honestly thought I assembled quite the team. I mean, to be fair, it did kind of like... We did cut it down to... We were cutting it pretty close there. I am hoping that like this is the first step in being more open and sociable and the like. Because I forget where I've warmed up with the whole socialization thing, but this is far from the first time that I actually talked to people since the pandemic. That, or I didn't lose all of my social skills in the time frame that I've kind of just been keeping to myself. One of the two. Though actually, hold on. It might just be because the sun's out, but I think I'm cooking here. And I didn't even get punished for my Tailwind. I have a whole Focus Sash that Tailwind Swift gets to just pop out later. It's like it's Christmas or something. I'm not even close enough to July to make the Christmas in July joke. Dang, that was resisted, and yet. Look at that sweet, beautiful damage. Well, so much for all the celebration of my Focus Sash. I gotta stop drinking water right before dumb stuff happens. I almost did another spit take. Like, wow. I thought I was gonna knock out a Charizard with a freaking Heat Wave. But come on. That's so dumb. I just sent this Pokemon out here, and yet it's already burned. Dang! I know they crit it, but that still kind of hurted a lot for a resisted attack. No, shoot, that's right. Hurricane is perfectly accurate in the rain. Not what I'd expected. Swimmerby gets to live another day. Another day of just standing still and wide-guarding while I discharge everything else. You know what, these are slow Pokemon, screw it. I want some of that yummy rain action. Right, Jolteon's faster, I forgot. Even though I just said the previous turn that I might as well wide guard because I wouldn't outspeed my own Pokemon. You know, this zone looks to be in need of renovations. And I need a little renovations in the form of a break. There's other things that I could be doing today, but it is a recording night, not a streaming night. So here we are, doing this instead. And now I'm kind of remembering why I had the lead I did. and why changing it to try to get other Pokemon experience might not have been the greatest choice. But although part of the reason there is a previous attempt in the first place is for recording purposes. This is kind of nuts. We're all just using Protect this turn. Except for the one Pokemon that actually doesn't want to be attacked this turn. It wasn't planning on attacking, and just setting up to sweep for the rest of the fight. I don't know why these Regis are spamming Protect so much more. I wish I had footage to show it, but they were actually doing stuff the last attempt I had at this. But unfortunately, like I said, if we actually had footage, if yours truly actually never hit the record button, then I wouldn't have a second attempt in the first place. Oh, brother! Get original material, my dude, and do that, and all the rocks in between. It's your fault for letting this Houndoom set up in the first place. And I'm actually kind of wondering if the Life Orb was a good idea in hindsight. Let me just start over from scratch. The initial idea for April 1st this year was going to be actually remaking one of the old fan games I made before college. The real subscribers would remember the currently Let's Play playthrough and all. Because that game was technically uploaded to the internet. Because at this rate, I'm just gonna take the commentary from that last attempt and put it over this, because I did a lot better job actually talking about everything there than I did here. Screw it, I'm just gonna take a break from talking. Really? Helping Hand? I mean, I guess it's a defensive of the Deoxys, so it makes sense that his moveset's more supportive. But I would have never expected the Deoxys to pull out the Helping Hand card. That's not exactly a move that I would think that I could learn in general, but I guess there is a Helping Hand move tutor specifically in this mod, so it's not impossible. Right? Is that a move that Salamence can normally learn? I don't recall ever seeing a Salamence with the move, but yet I'm not completely surprised by it. Like Flamethrower and that, yeah, that's stuff that dragons pull out all the time, but Hydro Pump? Is that the same logic? Because I know Salamance's not like a water dragon. Not literally water dragon type, but not like based off Mythos tying to more water elemental oriented dragon is the point I was trying to get at. Oh yeah, I picked up a few stuff like as of late. Like, unfortunately, in our year of 2025, Pokemon cards do not exist. Me and multiple people I know try to find Pokemon cards, especially of the newer series, but they just don't exist. It's like Pokemon Company promotes them all the time, like there's stuff going on and all that, but I never actually see them in a store or something. Not on the Pokemon Company's website. So yeah, I haven't really been able to get Pokemon cards in a good long time because they've always been out of stock everywhere I go. That's basically what the whole point comes down to. So it's gotten to the point that I've been making a running joke, which I probably ran to the ground, but I don't even care anymore because it eases some of the frustration of the whole process to constantly make the joke that Pokemon cards just don't exist, and that's why I can't find any anywhere. Doesn't help that I live in more of a rural area, so I haven't actually gone to any specialized card shops or local, quote-unquote, local places. The only two places I've really gone are like general store that I won't list name of because I'm not sure how specific it is, and Pokemon Company's site, which, if cards are going to run out, that's the first place they're going to run out in, to be perfectly honest. Right. And this Mew is going to be a bit nasty. I guess in the previous attempt, I was wondering what the deal with all these fights were, because I think what it was the first fight I led off with the Droom, and why do I keep calling Funland the Droom? I led off with Chain Chomp and Funland. Fun was able to just put things to sleep while Chain Chomp set up, and completely swapped the first one before they could really get a strategy going. I don't know why this battle's being so much more difficult. Probably because I still had the Flame Chomp Funland lead. Oh my god, I lost both of them and I'm down to 2 Pokemon already. Oh. We may not actually beat Mount Battle today. We haven't even taken out the frickin' Mewtwo yet. Let's see how this works. It's still plausible, depending on how long the Mew sleeps. I might be able to get all the problematic Pokemon out of the way before this becomes an issue. Keyword being maybe. I mean, it's not gonna happen, but if Talon Swift gets through here, if we survive Talon Swift's last stand, then no one's allowed to ever doubt this Pokemon's potential ever again. Ugh. Well, at least I have a recording this time. If I fail again, then I think I'm gonna put a pin on this whole Mount Battle thing and try to do some post-game stuff. Do the rest of the post-game, at least until I get to level 70. Are we already... Is it really just Mew? Yeah, Mew and Articuno. I could put it to sleep, or I could just knock it out and get it out of the way, because that... I think it's gonna go... My attempts... Well, it's a good thing I didn't go for the Spore, because then it wouldn't have worked. The logic I was trying to read out loud, though, is that... Hold on... I guess he didn't need to go for a Psychic type. Could just obliterate me with that instead. But I was thinking, like, if a Wood Hammer does enough damage to one-shot it anyways, then there was no point in putting it to sleep. But maybe I'm getting a little ahead of myself. You know what? I found the one scenario that we want to go for Hyper Voice over Discharge. Glad we could come to an agreement on that. Dang, yes. You know why I got priority? It's gonna... It has... I keep forgetting what it's called, but it has the Shadow move that acts like Protect. Or more accurately, that acts like Spiky Shield. Yes, I said Shadow move even though it's a non-Shadow Pokemon. This battle just does it because the mod feels like it can. We already came across that with Egon. I mean, Evis. Or Greeville. Third time's a charm. But point being, the battle's over. We got through one piece. Paralyzation really putting in the work overtime today. I don't think I've had that good paralyzation luck this entire playthrough. Dang. Just think the big question is, how am I gonna get Flame Chomp caught back up with the rest of the team? But I think this is where we left off. And I would save Scum, but screw it. I'm kind of already in the mindset of, I'm not gonna do this today. I'm gonna just ride it out until I can't anymore. Cause yeah, I think I'm gonna wait until I'm actually level 70 to take on these final floors of Mount Battle proper. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with all the other footage. Wait, am I sure I never got past the previous trainer? Because I feel like I did, but I definitely don't recognize a trainer with these leads. And I definitely see the pattern that's going on for the second half. Like, pretty much an Uber team for Gen 3, Gen 1, and now Gen 2. That's interesting. But you know what's not interesting? Flame Trap getting one-shotted again. You know, I'm definitely going to Swimmer Speed because of inevitable water move, but what if I could catch a Thunderbolt or something? That could be fun as well. Oh, I should have saw Suicune with Ice Beam coming. I don't know, it was a big juicy fire type was just standing right in front of it. I thought I would try to go for that first. Suicune, are you feeling okay, friend? That's twice that you had the perfect opportunity to use a water type move, and you've chose to go for Ice Beam instead. At least it works in my favor this time. Really gonna flex with the shiny Celebi? I mean, I guess that's the one way to get around the lore. Because I just realized that having Celebi in this game in general is a little weird, considering where Celebi's supposed to be. But I don't know. That also implies that there's two Celebis in this universe. And I'm not sure if I like that logic much better. Since we last talked, I did pick up some sweet merch. Trying to find ways to expand. There was a time that I was feeling kind of down, and I just wanted to get something to I wanted to get something to like justify why I bother to work every week and get a paycheck if I can't invest any of that into my goals and ambitions with game design. So I did a little online shopping, found some artists that had some keychains of Yukiko and Chie from the Persona series. And decided to pick them up. The fun thing was, I didn't realize until after the fact, but that the artists that made those keychains were already a set of artists that I follow that has a pretty interesting Persona comics in of itself. So that was a happy accident. I think the bigger deal, even if it was a secondary thought at the time, was I actually found some more stuff to increase my Golden Sun shrine as well in of itself. There's nothing... Hold on. And I don't know if you actually will help. Oh, what am I talking about? I'm fighting against a Psychic Grass Mythical. Of course my Fire Dark type would be of use. Okay. I think we might be able to pull this out of our butts still. But yeah, like, as for the art, as for the Perler art, it's the Perler art of Jenna and Amara's Gen. They had like a whole set, but I figured I'd just stick with those two, and I kind of underestimate how big the Perler art would be as well, because it looks really good, but dang, it just, with how big and bulky it is, kind of looks out of place with everything else that I already have, but I can't even find a good place for it. I just have it like sitting on top of the Golden Sun map for right now. Maybe we'll come up with something else in the future. Oh, this might actually make it into the final cut after all, which would be a shame because the commentary sucks, but... What could be battle number 99? We've already faced so many imposing foes, and there's not really like a mythical team that they could pull off for this penultimate one. They already went for all the generations that they can put in a Generation 3 game. I'm just gonna go for it. Here you are, only 2 of us remain now. Battle hard so you won't leave any regrets. Alright, what you got in store for me, Penny? Oh, you're just going with the other Ho and Pseudo legendaries, I guess. At least Flameshop's a decent lead for this. Let's see how this goes. There's the other laddie, part of the reason why I wasn't a little hesitant to bring out Tail Swift. Up front, I don't really got much idea of what I'm doing. But it does seem to be working. Oh! Right. I'm not sure if Lightning Rod works like that normally with the Protect and all, but if Kyogre is so insistent on doing that instead of like its powerful ice or water moves, I definitely won't complain about that. In fact, you can even stay out here while I take care of your little friend. In fact, do that again, please. I would certainly appreciate it. In fact, I can get the Latias out of here before either of them even attack me. That's, like, huge. We might be able to pull a victory out of our butts yet. Yeah, I mean, that was inevitable, but at least I can still hypothetically come in here. The only thing I don't like about this setup is that, well, right, take care of Rayquaza, that's kind of just GG in of itself, but let's see what we can do. Because I like to get some health and Woodhammer it. But I highly doubt they'll let me get that far. Maybe I could, like, roost and take a hit. In some crazy world that I can get them both asleep, we still have a chance. Outspeeding them to get a Spore off is massive in of itself. The problem, it all just boils down to what the Kyogre wants to do, though. And that's a little bit worrisome. Ice Beam, I could go for either one. Oh. Frick it. Can I survive recoil damage at this range? Because if so, I would go straight for the Woodhammer. You know what? It's a Kyogre. It's not a guarantee that I even knock it out in one hit anyways. Wait, what move did I go for? I thought I clicked Drain Punch. Was I just not paying attention to what I was targeting? Right. So, that... Of course you wake up turn 1. And then Kyogre can just Ice Beam the Droom, and it's game, set, match, of course. If Rayquaza just stayed asleep one more turn, I could have pulled this off. But at least this was a good experience for us all, both metaphorically and literally. Wow, and that was like an hour in of itself. Maybe this whole recording session is a bust after all. But at least it's not a complete waste of my time. I'm gonna save to keep this experience and figure out what the heck I'm gonna do from there, I guess.